All right, let's go. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Listen, if I'm going to get through this set, I'm going to need you to stop laughing every time I try to speak, okay? All right? Look at Roman's already
Roman's
dead.
gone.
Okay. Oh, look at we got doubles.
We get 2 Romans.
Okay,
Perfect.
so welcome aboard. Hey,
That was
everybody.
weird. See, I heard Django click something, and all of a sudden I was kicked off.
This is
No,
going to
it's
be
not
good.
me.
I hope that for the whole podcast, which is live now, Roman. So
Oh,
just so
sweet.
you know.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, I hope that we got that third spinning wheel. So
Oh,
listen.
I can always put him back.
Oh, good, good. Okay, bring that guy back in. Hey, everybody, listen. Yes, you guessed it. You've gathered around the computer screen at same time, same channel, every week, 7:48 on Sunday. These 3 aficionados are going to show up on your screen, ready to talk treats and snacks that they are excited about. This week, we're very excited about the comic book industry. So episode 413 of Comics Place Presents It's About Comics. We're going to talk about comic books this week. I'm Jeff.
I'm often Django.
I'm sometimes Roman.
And we say sometimes Roman because almost certainly, dear listener, almost certainly Roman is going to be gone in this podcast. And it's hilarious because as I've said that, he's disappeared. So I hope that you are with us on the live Facebook video thing that this is happening live on, because that's where it's happening. Bring Roman in. You can also listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, but you can also watch it on our YouTube feed if that's where you're at in your life right now. It's going to be good for this episode because it'll give you visual confirmation as to when Roman is here or is not here. And that means you know when you should be paying attention and not paying attention. 413 episodes of a comic book podcast, Bellingham, Washington, cradle of nerd civilization. The Christmas trees have been lit. The mini series have commenced. I'm getting Christmas one-shots all over my bib.
Oh my God.
How is it going? Christmas one-shots all over my bib sounds cancelable.
I would have kept that one inside, but that's not what you're all about.
Bye, Roman.
Bye, Roman. I've read a Christmas comic this week, believe it or not.
How did that feel? How did that go down for you?
I'm a huge fan of Christmas.
Right.
I read it and it was fine. I think I fell asleep partway through it.
Okay. I'm gonna let our friend Will Elmer contribute to this podcast because he gets angry if I don't, and Roman is here right now, so I want to really get to this moment of this podcast with Roman here while it's happening. So thank you so much, Will. What do you got?
Hello.
Hey.
Happy episode number 413, my friends. Lucky number 413.
Wow.
The Christmas season is in full effect. We've got our lights up. We've got cookies made. We've got Christmas parties on the horizon.
Whoa.
We went to the little Hallmark village in Canada yesterday.
Whoa.
We're doing all the things. You know what else it is? It's time for some Christmas movies. What is your guys' favorite Christmas movie? And a follow-up bonus question, if you can tell me what your favorite Christmas episode of a TV show might be. I'm going to volunteer mine right now. Scrooged. It's an all-timer. And, of course, Ted Lasso Christmas. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
It is worth mentioning that of the people I get positive feedback from about this podcast, it is almost exclusively turnips.
Mm-hmm. They love you guys.
Turnips love us. And it's like shooting veggies in a barrel, you know, like it's some of the easier. Hey, Roman.
Yeah.
Just so you know, one of these times you're going to be gone and that will be okay.
Yeah.
And you will have our permission to sink slowly into the cold night. You know, you don't.
We may even enforce it. Who knows?
I can retire the poor little exhausted anemic hamster that powers my internet connection.
Yes. Yeah. You know, listen, Roman, let me hold your hand. You can go. You can go. It's all right. You don't have to stay for us.
Just think about your favorite Christmas movie or episode and slip away into the night.
But while we've got you, man, this reminds me of Thanksgiving's past. Little gallows humor, which is why we gather here at the comic book retreat. And you know why? It's because comic book retreat, it's like always, it's permanently 2:00 in the morning. A bunch of buddies are in their sleeping bags. We should be asleep. Their camp counselors like walking the halls, trying to make sure you guys are gonna stop farting in jars and making each other smell it and giggle and stuff. You know, that's why you come here. 4 hours comic counselors group. All right, a lot of places to go this week. A lot of places to go, but Christmas movies is where we're at right now. Django, Roman.
I have been thinking about this since Will asked the question, and I'm not sure that I've got a Christmas movie that I really love. And if I had to choose like an X-Files would be my Christmas episode, but I don't even know for sure that there was a Christmas episode. There probably was.
Probably was.
Oh, there was an episode of Millennium, I think, that had a good Christmas theme.
So the Ted Lasso Christmas episode is good. It's very good. There is an episode of The Bear in season 2 that I don't think is explicitly a Christmas episode because it's about like the fishes, I've watched it the last 2 Christmases and it's made me feel much better about my life and family. On
Yeah,
those
that's
crazy
a crazy
Christmas
episode.
It's amazing, but like it's become like a thing that is like a salve for whatever Christmas does. So that one is way up there. That's what jumped to mind. There are some other really good, South Park's got a lot of really good Christmas episodes. Mr. Hanky, Sam, Sam's in one of those. Sam and Django overlap a lot, and they both are very proudly anti-South Park. But she loves the Mr. Hanky Christmas episodes. I think it's just because she likes the poop. It's poop, but Django's above poop humor.
Yeah, I'm not really a poop guy.
It's not what his journal says. That's what he's writing about in his journals.
Guys, did you hear about the new poops?
Did you hear about the new poops? I heard a rumor from one of my customers today that there's new poops. I'll check back tomorrow. Bye.
I love the idea of checking back with your journal.
Yeah. Christmas episodes though, I wish I could get my little greasy comic book collecting hands on a bunch of like Marvel and DC Christmas holiday one shots and issues. Because those are things that I love and I like to have them. And one day, everyone will realize that I'm a farce and my looks will have gone and the age will have taken me and all of the people that I kept me, warm and comfortable, they'll either be dead or have discovered the truth. And I'll just be there alone with all of my holiday one shots. And it's going to be a joy. Like it's just going to be a delight until I, oh my gosh, I watched the John Candy documentary. So I was going to say until one night they just find me sitting on my bed with a Christmas one shot and my heart will have given out while I was in the throes of it. Sorry guys, got dark. Roman, what's your answer?
Theme of the night.
Wow. The movie, it's kind of evenly split between It's a Wonderful Life and
that's the best,
A Christmas Story. Probably leaning a little more towards A Wonderful Life. But yeah, episodes are tough. I can't remember a specific one now. I'm sure there must have been a really good Batman animated series episode. And it's the South Park episode with the what is it called? The Winter Wonderland. They're in the woods and there are all the cute animals that then turns to a bloodbath. Episode?
Yeah, it's one of the like kind of mid-season ones, but yeah, the Woodland Critter Christmas.
That's it. Yeah, that one's great. I love that.
That's a great one. Yeah, Hail Satan.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm flipping
Yeah, I see you
through
guys.
a list of 65 Christmas movies,
Yeah.
and I don't see one that I would want to watch after this episode.
What
Okay.
about,
Well, but check
I
this out.
I would think you would like Bad Santa.
Yeah, Bad Santa was all right.
Here's what I'll say. I about a month and a half ago was sitting there watching, our guy Daniel Day-Lewis, and it just caused me to like I was making a list of my favorite movies.
Were you checking it twice?
Yeah, and I checked it 2 times and I've come back to it and I want to find it right now. But it was like genuinely movies that are my favorite movies that aren't like because they're on the tops of lists or anything, but like things that I come back to. And I had 6 of them. And one of those 6 is It's a Wonderful Life. Is just like
All right.
top movies
Yay.
of all time that like I've come to, that I return to, that are truly in line with my beliefs. It's a Wonderful Life is on there,
I'll give it a shot.
which is
I've never seen it.
I only just mentioned that because it's like, okay, so what's my favorite Christmas movie? It's got to be It's a Wonderful Life because it's a top 6 film for me.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's totally fair. I will say that when I was a kid,
Okay, go on.
I played my mom against her friend, and my mom had said, no, you can't go see Scrooged. Or my mom had said she wouldn't pay for us to go see Scrooged. So I asked her friend if we could go see Scrooged, and then she hit my mom up for money.
Wow.
And then we went to see Scrooged. And then we
Okay.
got there,
Okay.
and you know what I thought?
What'd you think?
I didn't know this was just going to be a Christmas carol.
Okay. Okay. I haven't seen Scrooged.
It's just a
It's-
Christmas carol, bud.
Yeah. I
with
can
Bill
handle
Murray.
that.
Yeah, with Bill Murray. Like, it's pretty funny.
I can handle
Yeah.
that. I like Bill Murray. I like comedies of that time. I like A Christmas Carol. Yeah. Okay. What's your point?
That's all.
Why are we here?
That's my. We're here to talk about comics until Roman leaves, and
Exactly.
then
Comics
continue talking about comics.
until the Romans leave. And that makes me mention that the other movies on that list so far are Wayne's World, Godfather, Goodfellas, Gangs of New York, and There Will Be Blood.
Those are all pretty good movies.
He's a movie man.
So if I tell you I'm a movie man, I'm sure you'll agree. Excellent throwback Rome Dog Millionaire.
Slightly related, and I was going to bring this in later, but I think it's relevant right now. I saw
think
the
it is.
new movie,
Oh,
Wake Up Dead Man, the Netflix joint starring
The Boston
Benoit Blanc.
brand biopic. Cool.
Nope, different one.
Damn it.
I thought it was a Beatles reference. Is it a Beatles
New
reference?
Knives Out movie.
Okay.
That was the
Wake
other
Me
one.
Up, Dead Man.
Right. Wake, turn me on, Dead Man.
There you go.
So the
Wake up,
font,
man.
the font for the movie is the There Will Be Blood font,
Oh, did
or
they say
very, very close. And at some point in the first 8 minutes of the movie, somebody says that'll be fine, and they don't wink. There's no hint that it's anything but part of the script.
Do they mention quail prices at any point, Django?
No, but it
Do they
stood out
mention
to
quail
me-
prices anywhere in the film?
It stood out to me like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I do believe.
It was
I do
even
believe.
better than when they said the name of the movie, which they didn't actually do.
Oh,
Spoiler
okay.
alert.
No, so that's what it's about, everybody. It's about hunkering down next to the can of old coffee bean farts, next to the flashlight in the room. We're all sitting, like we're in the open space. You've got Tim, who's got a sleeping bag 4 feet to the left of you. He's on that plastic mat that they had to lay out because he always pees, so he also always smells like pee.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's where the Congress of comic book chatter comes from, the enthusiasm. And on a night like tonight, inside the comic den, I think is what it was called. It's eternal. It's a pre-Christmas week. So I'm going to be honest, kind of a weird, it seems like it has the echoes of a 5th week in it. It seems like
It does kind of.
what was happening here. Because we've got some one-shots and we've got some new miniseries starting up. And I happen to know that there's 5 Wednesdays in the month of December. So, or at least 5 Tuesdays. So it's kind of a weird, shaky one. I'm trying to think of what's the most logical book to start with this week. And I couldn't tell you which one I thought all 3 of us read, because the one that I thought.
2 years in?
I sure did, Django.
Did you, Roman?
I did.
Oh, look at us. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Comics Place Presents Ultimate Universe. Thank you, Will, for writing in. 2 years in. This is written by a handful of the Ultimate Universe writers, but I have to assume that Dennis Camp kind of championed or oversaw the bulk of this issue. But it had a variety of artists in it. It follows up the one shot that came out a year ago, 1 year in, that was largely a Nick Fury life model decoy story, kind of with the bad government group that this world has going on. If that sounds familiar.
I don't remember if I read that. I must have read it.
I bet you did.
Because I've been all in on the Ultimate Universe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you and DC have been all in on the Ultimate Universe. This one, like, yeah, again, there was one issue of Dennis Camp's run that dealt with the Guardians of the Galaxy that was within this second year. But this full issue sort of follows around the Guardians of the Galaxy in this Ultimate Universe. It was pretty meta and out there. I liked it a lot. I was talking to Will about it in the shop, and I was like, this is good. He was like, well, I haven't read any of that series. And I was like, I don't think having read a lot of the series will make this make a lot more sense.
This felt pretty disconnected, other than like the setup, which they give you on the first page, like the Maker's trapped and cosmic universe or reality spanning stuff. Yeah, I think it felt just like a romp that is going to probably plug in to the final battle to me.
Yeah, I will say that there's a bit of Kang on the cover. Those watching the video feed can see the cover there, and there's a bit of Kang on the cover. And I can't help but notice that in the bulk of the issue, there was no Kang.
That's weird.
Roman, confirmed, denied. Was there any Kang in here?
No, I confirm. I don't remember. Nope, there's no Kang in this.
Now I hate to
it's on the cover.
Beat a dead horse, but covers.
Lies. Covers are lies.
What I thought was cool about this is that the Ultimate Universe is in this kind of weird, ambiguous space right now where like a bunch of the people are telling the readership that the Ultimate Universe is ending. Right. So as far as the readership base and us, as we know, like this universe is ending, but also it doesn't feel like that's real. And it feels like there's going to be some reboot of this very successful thing that they're doing or a continuation of it. But the story of the Ultimates itself is like very mired in this, like the metaverse stuff and multiple timelines and crazy alternate realities interacting with each other.
Yeah.
It's hard to wrangle and tie together, but this issue I thought did a really good job of kind of bouncing to the far realms of reality in the Marvel universe. And we get like, do we see? Oh, we get, like this Ultron Watcher equivalent, like they're, the ultimate
Ultron 82.
Which like, that's
good.
Really good Dennis Camp stuff right there. I would have to guess, but I thought it was a good single issue to be taking place at a time where the ambiguity of what's going on with the Ultimate Universe and what's going to happen over the next 6 months is like very up in the air. So to be able to do something that feels like equal parts could be kind of nearing the end of the saga or like in the middle of the saga or like a good jumping off point for some new stuff, like interesting, execution of this single issue. I'm curious what you thought about it, Rome Dog Millionaire.
No, I was a little disappointed just because, it doesn't really seem to tie in much, at least at this point, to the rest of the Ultimate books we've been reading.
Totally.
Which I expected it to, so I was a little like, well, come on, where's the Ultimates? Where's Tony Stark? Where's all those guys? But I do like Marvel goofy cosmic stuff. I mean, I liked U-82 and I like Modos, the mental organism designed only for sorcery, even though he didn't do anything except like be in the background. And Celestials are cool and all that, but
the Javier Pulido, like 4 pages with the Daredevil.
That was the best. The Daredevil who's actually the Beyonder. That was cool.
Yeah, they are doing such awesome stuff with weird character mashups in this. Yeah.
Tell me
Yeah.
why that's cool, because I thought it was really dumb.
Oh, I thought it was.
I had a really hard time with it.
I loved it. Probably like off the jump, like I really like Javier Polito's art, and he does really interesting stuff with panels and layout. So to have him doing this thing where Daredevil has kind of become the Beyonder and is like interacting with the panels in a very meta way, I liked that a lot. Breaking through things, it was just like very breaking the fourth wall. Like how meta can we make it? You know, adding layers on layers on layers right there in the middle of the issue is what I loved about it.
I'll give it that. I don't know why it has to be Daredevil.
Yeah, and I don't know either. I mean, I figured it's, you know, just the Beyonder being goofy like he does.
Yeah.
And I like that goofiness of it, that it's like, okay, there's no reason for this to be here, for the Beyonder Devil to be here, but it was just so goofy and cool. And I love the art and the meta-ness of it. That was probably my favorite part of the issue, actually.
Yeah,
I like
think
the
it was
engine that they have that runs on hope. Because this book, right up until the very last couple of pages, you're losing hope throughout. Like things just start sliding and getting darker and darker. It's like an episode of this podcast.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, within the title of the episode with Jeff, Django, and Roman, while he lasts, he's not that much older than us. Like, come on, he's not
Where's my
fruit that's
oxygen
about
machine?
to fall off a tree. Jeez. I loved the kind of evolution of the save everyone to their message from their friend out there is save what you can. And like, yeah. Maybe we should reassess some of our expectations for ourselves and
let
just
perfection be the enemy of good.
Exactly. Yeah. Right? You got to make something sucky before you can make something good.
Yeah.
I like it. And you get, you know, Phil Noto art, who has really, I've always liked his cover work, but he's gotten really good at just kind of, you know, interior pages art within here. Ooh, the multiple man in here is very gross.
Gross and awesome.
Yeah, it's really gross.
Like, does he still have multiple man in him?
I don't know. I think he spit that Flim Jim up, but I think that it's time to give it a score, and I think that score for old Jeff is an 8.5.
That's a pretty good score. I'm going to give it an 8.0.
Yep, that's a pretty good score too.
I'm going to give it a 7.75.
7.75. All right.
Okay.
That's not so bad.
No, it's not so bad.
It's not so bad.
It's not so bad. Django, you read a lot of Marvel books. Any chance you read Fantastic Four #6 this week?
Jeff, as our resident Marvel fan, I certainly did.
Oh, Fantastic Four, Ryan North, Humberto Ramos, issue #6, but actually more like issue number 30-ish or so of this run,
Something
right?
like that. Yeah. And it's awesome. Oh, I'm going to throw it on the ground.
Of course you thought it was awesome. I felt like this issue was like specifically trying to gain you as a fan, even though you were already a fan.
Yeah, it got me pretty good. It was what impressed me is that we got, I think, basically like 3 full stories in this comic. Right? Like normally a comic would just give you the story of the Fantastic Four defeating these guys that are trying to stop the Earth. Right? And in this one, that's just the first 4 pages or 5 pages. And then we get another story with the what's his name? The wizard guy.
Yeah, the wizard.
The wizard breaking into the Fantastic Four's building. And then we get another story with Reed teaching his kids using his hands, like teaching everybody what encryption is. Like, yeah, Ryan North is so cool.
Ryan North is so cool. He's really cool. The thing that I thought was really cool in this, and Django, I like the way that you just put that. I didn't really break it into those separate stories, but you're right. It like even like, you know, halfway through the issue, it felt like either we're closing in on the end of this issue because we're wrapping up this story, but like no, it's just like very like multiple bite-sized portions of food, which is incredible. But in the midst of the first one, these bad guy aliens show up and they're like, we're gonna like stop your Earth like spinning, so it's gonna be locked in a stationary position around the sun, so there's gonna be infinite day on one side and infinite night, so you guys like better watch out. And they're like, no, we're gonna stop you or whatever. And they're like, no, you're not gonna be able to stop us, because like we're gonna claim the sun, and like in this like hypothetical future, we'll be living in the area where the sun is, and it'll be too cold to support life on the cold side where you're not on the sun, but like maybe some of you could live in the interim area. And anyway, I love this like child playing with and having this whole story written for this fictional science fiction world where a planet is locked in synchronous orbit around a sun, and like how do people live there. And it's just, as villains, they're getting way ahead of themselves. It's like, wait, I was like, this guy is cool and funny and dumb in a like a self evident, like aware of its dumbness way, and I really liked it.
I hope that these guys come back because I want to see them out of their armor.
Yeah, you're right. They're kind of Fifth Element.
Yeah, and they're kind of doofuses. There's something that they say in there, like they make fun of them somehow, and I was like, oh, they just got to get them out of their armor, and then that turns out not to be it. But
yeah. And then it like totally hooked me for, at the beginning of this issue, I noticed on the cover that it says Invisible Woman Part 1. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a multi-part story. That's interesting. And yeah, this wraps up with a really excellent kind of hook for the next issues. Roman, Fantastic Four. How are you, my fantastic friend?
It was fantastic.
Wasn't it fantastic?
I liked as you know, I like everything in it except for the art. But the whole third story with Reed explaining encryption and randomization and everything, that was great. Because I feel like, wow, this is the most I've ever understood either one of those concepts.
I've explained it to you like 150 times.
Well, yeah, but
every week.
I mean, no offense, but you're no Reed Richards. So
every week for the last 3.5 years.
All right, Roman. So you get a hash.
So but no, like while reading, I was like, oh, this would be like a good, one of those books to like give Dan Brooks, just to be like, here, you like hacker stuff and encryption, and this is a fun way that our superheroes have touched your world. However, his gross, disgusting fingers with all the letters that then get tangled up, it's really gross and disturbing.
Yeah, and I'd never considered that was a thing that he could use for teaching.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Oh, yeah, not at all. I also like
Jeff.
No. I want to hear Roman.
Oh, one goofy little, totally unimportant thing. The wizard Ryan North brought back what's her name? Roberta, the Fantastic Four's robot secretary that used to be at the front desk.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you get excited about that while I was reading this issue half a city away. Yeah.
What do you think of Humberto Ramos art, Jeff? Because you're famously not a huge fan.
Well, listen, I think Roman is more famously not a fan than I am at this point.
I hate it.
You hate it?
I like it a little bit more on this than a lot of his previous stuff. It leans less manga in this. And I love manga, but it ends up putting it in this weird kind of uncanny valley between the two. But what I was going to say is that I think we can all agree that he's drawing Franklin and Valeria too old. And I know that they've been aged up as a part of Dan Slott's run, but friends, we have to talk about Franklin and Valeria being not drawn as like pretty people.
As hot teens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Especially because with different creative teams, with different creative teams, they keep on sliding up and down visually in how old they look. I mean, I don't even know how old they are anymore.
Yeah, I agree. Because this issue specifically, they're drawn and they come across like late teens, where even in One World Under Doom, Valeria was drawn like 5 years younger than this.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. I will say this issue's art I think it's better than the previous issue's Ramos art.
I think that his art is my favorite art that we've had on this series so far.
Well, that's a pretty low bar, but you're right.
But
yeah, I think you're right.
And also, I just kind of like him.
I kind of like him in this. I've kind of, and like on the first two issues, I did mention that on the podcast of like, his style for this has been pretty good so far. So,
Yeah.
but this one did actually for me, contrary to Roman, this one for me stood out with a couple spots that I didn't like as much. Mostly, I'm kind of protective of Valeria, and like she's drawn like Sue Storm here. Like,
yeah, there were a couple panels where I was like, okay, which one's Sue and which one's her daughter?
Exactly. Like there was the breakfast table scene, and I was like, well, who is this person?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's Val. Okay. Scores aboard, my boys.
9.5 for me.
Yeah. Even with the art, I'm still going to give it a 9. It's such good writing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 9.5. I really like Ryan North, and I really like Johnny's beard. So that's what you get from me.
Yeah. It's anybody who's not reading this is missing out, I would say.
So on that note, Django, is it all right with you if we step away from Marvel Comics for a minute?
Yeah, I read a couple of books that weren't Marvel this week.
Did anybody caution? Check in with trigger warning.
Trigger warning by Terry Moore, Strangers in Paradise.
Nice.
Roman, did you read this?
I did.
Oh, Django, did you read this too?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, Terry Moore. Listen, you guys, Django. I mean, as I was asking that question, I was reminded of the fact that I think that you have read more consistent sequential issues of Terry Moore comics in the last like 7 years than any of us.
I've read them all, I think.
Yeah, like all the new stuff that he's put out since like kind of pre-COVID and stuff.
Yeah. But I've never read any of the, I've read like the first half of the omnibus of Strangers in Paradise.
Yeah. So this is interesting. This is just sort of a one shot of kind of some basic vibes of some general aspects of Strangers in Paradise mushed down to a sort of timepiece generic one shot of the kind of timeless nature of the connection between Francine and Kachu.
Yeah. What if they met in the Wild West?
What if they met in the wild? What if they existed in the Wild West? What if they're kind of universal constants that could exist at any moment of any time in any genre, and you know, have the kind of still foundational aspects of their relationship intact? Roman, you like it?
I think so. I was too stuck in my Marvel brain, and probably the first half of the issue, I was like, well, did they go back in time? What's going on here? I didn't realize it was just let that stuff go. It's just what you said of kind of what if they met in the Wild West.
I didn't know going into it what it was either. And I also was wondering that same thing. Like at the end of this issue, he does a write-up and he says that. But I maybe kind of would have liked that explanation at the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't think about it or care. I just jumped into this Wild West story and was like, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. I like all these people. I like what Kachu does to the bad guy in the bar courtroom. And
well.
Yeah.
Now that we're here.
All right.
Now that we're here, and Terry Moore draws the best things in the world, and I love his art, and I love the paper stock, and I love that this exists, and thank goodness it's here. But and like all these beautiful like sketches in the back, like pieces of art that he sells and stuff he includes in here. But what happened at the end?
At the very end?
Well, like she wakes up because she got hit in the head from Billy, they say.
Right.
Well, I don't remember who Billy is.
Billy was the person that like it was very near the beginning of the issue that she shot with the barrels. It went through the barrels and stuff at the beginning.
Well, which means in Strangers of Paradise universe, I don't remember who Billy is.
Yeah, I don't either in this moment.
In the wider context.
I think that it's just weird that it means that like a big bulk of this issue is like a dream or something or doesn't happen. If it's
and you can see it. You can see it on the page where she shoots him because there's a bullet that whizzes past her head.
Right, exactly. And her hat goes up a tiny bit.
Yeah. And then she has a hallucination that is most of the issue, but it turns out that she ends up at Francine's house anyway.
Right.
Like it just seems like even when she hasn't met Francine yet, they're meant to meet. Right. It's like the ultimate romance there. They're always going to meet, whether it's in her dream or in real life. And so she just dreamed a lot of it, which I think is good because the conversation that saves them at the end is a little bit silly.
Yeah.
Like I believed it in the context of the story, but I'm glad that it didn't actually happen in the story also.
Yeah, I agree. And that was sort of what I walked away with, was like, okay, it's sort of, it's both, and it would be either one if not. But I will say, to your point, as just like I think Terry Moore's stories oftentimes, go out and are long and have lots of connecting parts. Maybe squishing this into one issue caused some conversations to feel a little bit quick or a little bit less explored than the depth of some normal Terry Moore writing would have. But maybe just saying, I don't know. I love his art, so I'm happy to have it.
Ew. Yeah, I mean, I like Elseworlds. This isn't Elseworlds, right?
Yeah, for me, it's an excuse to look at Terry Moore art.
Yeah, he's fabulous. There's nobody cartooning like this in comics anymore, I don't think. Like it really kind of recalls sort of late 80s independent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the good stuff, not there was some pretty low end comic booking back then.
That's true. Those gerbils that you always talk about.
Isn't that when Stranger in Paradise started? Was late 80s?
Yeah. And it just continued that, that life.
Shamefully, I've never actually read Strangers in Paradise. I've read everything else Terry Moore has done, but not Strangers in Paradise.
Well, it's a huge story, and I haven't read some middle portions of it as well. But it is phenomenal. And then Django knows more about the kind of, because since then he's linked up all of the universes, really. And I read a bunch of those other universes, but I haven't really, you read like all of 5 years, and what were the other ones?
Serial.
Yeah.
There was another one in there.
Huh.
What about the witch? The witch.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Revival, but it was something like that. No. Rachel Rising.
Oh yeah, that one was awesome. Rachel Rising is great. Yeah.
He's just
Echo.
He's Stephen King'd himself an amazing universe. I haven't read Echo, but did he do all of that, or is that Colleen Doran? Or am I thinking? I shouldn't talk. I would give this one a 9.5.
I'm gonna give this one a 9.0.
Nice.
I'll give it an 8.
Yeah.
8.0 from Roman. Nice. Can we go back to like
Marvel
main universes again?
Yeah. Okay. Let's crack some codes, everybody. Let's crack some codes. All right. We're not ready to like jump into like a Batman or something, but let's crack some codes in the KO universe. Okay.
Yeah.
This week we had, it's all fight month, so it's Superman versus Captain Atom. This says round 1. I am loving DC KO.
Yep.
But I'm starting to worry a little bit that it's coming apart at its seams and collapsing under its own success. And they're like, we should add issues and stuff. Cause like I thought I understood the structure of this. Like we got round 1 and then round 2. And I kind of thought the first issue of DC KO had round 1 because that's when Batman like died and a bunch of people died. And then in issue 2, we had the like, there's 32 of you and there's 16 items that are hidden and you have to find one of the items and anybody who doesn't is eliminated and everybody who does is still in. Cool, go. And then we saw all of that play out.
Right.
And we saw a bunch of people die and be still around. And now we have this issue that says Superman versus Captain Atom round 1. And
I think this is right after that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But it seems like round 1 happened in DCKO number 1, and round 2 was DCKO number 2.
Maybe it's the one-on-one round 1.
Okay, but the end of DCKO, they said the next round is tag teams.
Yeah.
This was supposed to come out before KO #2, I guess.
You
I don't
think
know.
so? Or like maybe
Oh,
this
Maybe.
like ends
yeah, because Superman has 2 hands,
right.
so this just came
And
out of sync.
yeah, but they're doing this all month. Like we have a whole month of out of sync.
Oh.
I think it's about to happen. And I think that like
You know.
think that KO was maybe originally going to be 4 issues, and they've extended it to 5 issues.
Mhm.
I think some large changes have been made, and I think that it has shaken things a little bit, and I think we might have some bumpy rides coming in.
I think I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
It's,
Heck
I mean,
yeah.
we're just here for the battles, right? Like this is just a video game. The storyline of
No, Django, that's the
fight
problem.
wins.
That's
I mean,
the
they've
problem.
already spoiled it all.
No, you people are the problem, Django.
No.
All right. I was reading this. I was like, all right, this is like when there was X-Men versus Avengers, and it was awesome, except for they also had the like stupid 5-issue storyline that was just AVX versus just the battles. And so it was like, as I was reading this, I was like, okay, like what are people like what does the DC office need to hear? Like, do they think we just want issues of battles, or do they think we just want issues of stories, or should they be a mixture of both? Or like, should the spine be the story and then these other series exist as the battles? Or why are we including the battles? Is there an incredible like population of people who are like, I really need to see the fights? And
I think
Django, you're saying yes, maybe they are.
Yeah, but I think you're right. If this happens before DC KO #2 comes out, that should be a separate thing, right? Like it should come out in order.
It should come out in some kind of order. I just want some kind of order. I'm seeing comic shops with brackets and people being eliminated and moving forward, and
Like
this goddamn issue says round 1 on it.
Yeah.
So who's getting eliminated where?
Well, yeah. Did this happen before? Yeah.
It seems like
that's
there's
a good
2
question.
different sets of rounds that exist. Anyway,
I
pretty
think
excited about this.
This was exciting, and I think you're right, Jeff. There is a problem with all that, but I kind of decided since it's Joshua Williamson, I decided when this series started, I'm not even going to pay attention to the rounds. I'm not going to pay attention to the brackets because it'll make me insane.
Yeah.
I'm just going to enjoy the punch-ems, the punch-em-ups.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to try to make sense of it because I'll go nuts.
Well,
okay. Well, let me explain why I'm worried about it.
and it's not that I'm worried about it, but I just
No,
want to say
I get why. I get why
I
you
had
want it
a
to make sense.
rollicking good time in DCKO #2. Like, I loved that Squid Games issue. Like, here's your mini game. Everybody has to go find a super powerful weapon that's going to give them a giant ass power, and then they're going to fight with other people with their cool, unique new power. Like, I'm here for that, but I want to make sure that I can still enjoy that whole series, and I don't know what's going on with these rounds. How much do I need to know? I don't know if I need to know these.
I think the thing that I need to know, because this is the first of the single fights, right?
Right. For all fight month.
For all fight month. And this has a specific structure, right? So we start with the 2 characters face to face on a 2-page top spread, right?
Kind of
and
video
that's
game
just like, that's like Street Fighter style.
Uh-huh.
And then when one of them loses, the first time Captain Atom beats Superman, we get this huge KO.
Right.
And that's, I don't know if that's a visual thing or an audio thing. Does somebody shout KO in the background?
Probably a bit of both, but yeah, it's very much the video game, like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. You get 3 battles, right? And whoever gets 2 out of 3, right? So probably all of these one shots are going to be doing that same 2 out of 3 thing. I don't necessarily fully understand the resetting aspect after you die. Like, they get to pick a new outfit, but it's fun. It's video games.
You push X to jump to your new outfit. Like you jump to any version of you from any time.
Well, Django, I'm excited that you brought up video games because yes, a couple of days ago, Metroid Prime 4 came out, and that is a game that I have been excitedly waiting for since it was announced 8 years ago, and was playing the previous ones for many years. So Yes, Metroid Prime 4. Everyone listening, we are playing Metroid Prime 4 just slowly, just very
Nice.
slowly.
I don't know. I hope that they keep the format, right? Because if they don't, then I'm gonna have a hard time trusting the rules, which is already a little bit shaky because they seem to be shifting under their feet, and we've got betrayal in the form of Booster Gold. I will say I do like that. It occurred to me reading this: Superman is having to trust the guy that killed him, right? Through all of this.
But dude. Okay, so structural problems aside,
Mm-hmm.
in the issue itself, it did the thing where he became Superman Prime from DC 1 million, Grant Morrison shout out, and then Captain Atom became Monarch, which is that thing that you've been talking about for years.
Man, I'll bet
like that is while I was reading this, I was like, oh, that's super cool. Like that probably doesn't land for a lot of people, but Django has been talking about Monarch and can never accurately tell me who he ended up being or was supposed to be, but like that
he was going to be
moment
Hawk,
and then he was Captain Atom,
right? Or was it Captain Atom?
exactly. This is why I can't remember it ever, but either way, I did like, even as he was talking about it, he's like, in this reality I was supposed to be this, and you're like, yeah, it's because editorial. But anyway, shout out, people look up Monarch DC Crisis or whatever,
Armageddon 2001.
There you go. But
yeah,
yeah,
anyway, see if we have 2 sets, we can do a podcast about it.
Great shout out for it.
Yeah.
Roman, what'd you think of this thing as a Captain Atom?
I loved it because it felt like a big old, it felt like one of those 70s, 80s Treasury editions that I used to love. Like, look at that panel. I mean, God.
He's getting thrown through buildings.
Yeah, knocking through buildings. And at one point, Captain Atom is toward the end, Captain Atom is hitting Superman with the actual panels of the page. And he yells out, "Eat an origin bomb."
Yep.
It's just so big and dumb. Oh, I love it. The fights are great. And yeah, I don't understand the rounds or any of that and what the format is, but I'm trying to ignore that. And the art was cool. Who was the artist this issue?
It was pretty 90s out. It seemed like
it looked like Bogdanov to me, but I don't think it was.
Izakai,
Jerry Ordway.
Isaac.
Yeah, somebody I've never heard of him.
We've seen that. Yeah, he's been around DC a bit.
But also Marvel. Trish
Mulvihill. So Roman, it allowed you to enjoy the punch 'em ups.
Yeah. I mean, this was my favorite punch 'em up so far. So well, I'm including the ones that happened in whatever the last was. It number 2, KO right. Number 2. Yeah, which was fun. That was great, but there was so many things happening. It was a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
This is just 2 great characters, and I love when they do stuff with Captain Atom and the usual stuff that, you know, he wants to be good. He's kind of good, but he's also always on the verge of becoming an evil god, and that's always fun.
Yeah. I did like how meta and out there it got throughout the whole issue. Django, what do you got?
I found it. Of course, it's just in the video game menu of the first splash page. We are after DC KO 2.
I know. And that seems wrong.
Why?
Because it says round 1 and we've already had like 20 people eliminated.
No, it's fine.
Those seem like directly conflicting bits of information.
So there's different. Well, is it saying there's different sets of rounds? There's the main big rounds, and now there's going to be these 8 rounds with 16 remaining fighters facing off in 8 rounds, individual rounds, before we get to the bigger round. 3 of KO, the main thing. I don't know.
Can you guys believe we still have 2 viewers right now?
Yeah, poor kids. Poor kids.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's a great point. I like
Sunday night. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah, I'm going 7.5.
That's exactly what I gave it as well, Jeff.
Yep. Oh, wow. You and I are always lockstep.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I bet you will.
Yeah. Was it the Monarch? Because the Monarch bumped it up a full point for me.
It bumped me up a half point. Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now, Django? I'm sorry, listeners. Also, I think we can all collectively agree it's astounding that Roman is still here with us.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with his internet.
The hamster had some carrots.
It really stepped up.
Really stepped
Yeah.
up.
Multiple steps.
Roman will tell you this came out last week. I will tell you it came out this week. Hulk Smash Everything #1. This is Ryan North writing a Hulk book. Django, don't worry. I'll make sure we get back to the Marvel section. So this issue starts with Hulk being angry and a bunch of heroes needing to go stop him. Never seen that before. And Doctor Strange is like, what's going on? Let's track why he's so angry. What set him off? And they go back and, like, you know, that big brain leader guy, the big brain leader, one leader of brain, disguises himself as Doctor Strange, the guy figuring out what's happening from the future. Sassy Doctor Strange, in the form of the leader, goes and starts harassing Bruce Banner to make him angry. This is really convoluted, kind of like, okay, so like they got, you know, the heroes are like, Hulk's angry. Why is Hulk angry? Oh, the leader is dressing up as other people and pissing him off. Okay, so now we need to stop him. And they're like, I know what I'll do. I'll create a portal and send the Hulk to the leader so that one leader of brains can like take him down. And then like Hulk shows up there and leader of brains is like, no, this sucks. Oh, wait, I can just make a portal too. So they send another portal and then Hulk goes through it and he goes back to the dinosaurs. It's just like seems like a really convoluted issue to ultimately get us to the end, which is Ryan North writing Hulk going through the dinosaurs.
That's pretty rad.
It looks like he's effing up some dinosaurs. And at the end, I think that the asteroid that kills all the dinosaurs is showing up. And I think Hulk is going to have to survive it. So if you're getting some sort of mixed feelings from your weird Uncle Jeff here on the podcast, yeah, it's because I got kind of mixed feelings. I love Ryan North. I thought it was some kind of lackluster, contrived issue stuff to ultimately get us to the end of the issue with him going back to the dinosaurs. Probably could have happened earlier with just a Marvel magic wave of the wand, you know, in 3 pages. But here we are, and I'm excited for Ryan North, who got his start writing dinosaur comics, to get to be writing the Hulk doing dinosaur comic stuff things. But Roman, you're the actual Hulk expert, and whether or not you read this book last week when it came out or this week when it came out, I'm curious what you thought of it.
I felt much the same. It was very contrived. I thought the leader was a little... I was like, that doesn't really seem like the leader, that he would go to all this trouble to pretend to be Doctor Strange. And
yeah.
He's usually more straightforward than that.
It was weird.
And yeah, that's the same thing. When we got to the last page, I was like, oh, here's where it really starts. Hulk versus dinosaurs.
Right.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Is he going to smash the comet that's going to hit the Earth and save the dinosaurs? And we're going to have a Sound of Thunder situation in the Marvel Universe?
Well,
that'd be sweet.
But except the only thing it changes is the leader's personality.
I was thinking the same thing because in this issue, and not in the Fantastic Four one, but in this issue, I was like, yeah, we need to like be able to just on these quick time travel stories like this, need to be able to, you know, have like a quick note of just like, this is a time locked time stream so he can F up dinosaurs and not worry about present day. Or is it a Sound of Thunder thing where it's like, all right, this type of time stream is where he needs to be careful about stepping on flora and fauna or else everything's going to change, right? Like it's basic theories of time travel that affect how the character moves around and how we perceive the story of time travel. I would love to have some shorthand for that.
Yeah, that almost feels like sometimes I'm watching, like when I go to those mystery movies on Monday nights at Regal, sometimes I think, I wish I could tap the front of the screen and see how many minutes are left.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes I think, I'm glad I can't tap the screen and see how many minutes are left.
I might leave.
I want to see this. No, I want to see this thing unfold.
Right.
And I don't want to know where I am in the story.
Totally.
Right. So saying which type of time travel that is could affect the way that you view the story. But I think in something like this, it could really heighten the stakes.
Or just like, you know, save us some time. If it's Marvel, not super important ones. But I do agree. There's lots of movies where that question, the ambiguity of it, is important to your enjoyment of perceiving the story.
One battle after another. I did not want to know how much time I had left.
Totally, 100%. I agree.
Right?
I don't want to know
This
a
could
lot
end
of
in
times.
30 seconds and I would be confused and happy.
And in some situations, it's because I'm not enjoying myself. And if I knew that there was 45 minutes left, I might leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here's a possibility.
Yeah.
Maybe Hulk's not on regular Marvel Earth in the past, but maybe he's on whatever Earth the original Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy are in. So if he changes time there, it doesn't matter.
I like that.
Maybe the leader is Mysterio.
Maybe we got accidentally nicked by Billy's bullet and we are asleep in the saloon about to meet Francine.
Do you know what sound that makes when it hits her head? A nice Wayne's World callback. I was thinking,
yeah.
Ka-choo!
Ka-choo! That's really good too. I appreciate that you knew that was a Wayne's World callback. Well done.
Yeah, if you're gonna spew,
Spewing this. Listen,
you
everybody.
get the most. Sorry,
should...
that was Pulp Fiction.
It smells bad in this room that I'm in. Yeah, I give that a paltry 7.5.
7.5. Roman.
I'm right there with you. 7.5.
Lock step, just like you guys always are.
Yep. We call ourselves the Goose Steppers.
Oh no. There's got to be a worse name for that.
Yeah, there's got to be a worse name for that. Django, we got to talk about that company you don't like nearly as much again.
The
DCs.
C.
Yeah.
All right. I guess if we have to talk about my least favorite character that I have 7 long boxes of at home, Batman, I guess we can.
Tell me about Batman. Matt Farkson's doing his thing 4 issues in with this is talk about AI threats for our comics, right? Like even here, 7 fingers on the front of this thing. Like you'd think that they would. Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, well, it's because you don't have a trained eye for detecting the horrors of art and humanity that AI is.
Is it that, or is it that I'm not on Twitter?
Buddy, count the fingers on his hand. All right, AI it's ruining every bit of every art and every human interaction that you can have, and that has never been more clear than right here on the cover of Batman.
How could you not catch that?
Well, I don't know, Django. Why don't you go a couple pages into the giant page of his hand where it shows that he has 7 fingers once again?
I also didn't catch it. Oh, does he have 7 fingers?
Yeah, the guy has 7 fingers.
It's part of the story because there's 7 points on this knot.
Yeah, Django. It's like joke.
Okay. All right. All right. Do you think it was a joke designed to mess with people who hate AI fingers?
I don't know. That was the joke character I was being.
Do you remember when Tim Sale drew 5 arms between Batman and Catwoman hugging?
No.
That wasn't AI either.
Yeah, it was.
No, he died before AI really was a thing.
Don't throw him under the bus like that. Don't falsify reality. Clearly, it was 5 arms.
It was a visual metaphor for the entanglement of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anarchy's in it. It's great. 8.5.
So let's untether the cord. Let's Maniac McGee this knot in the middle of town.
Yeehaw.
Anarchy has a more practical costume nowadays.
That reference hit for some people.
I didn't get it.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry.
Die Hard? What?
Maniac McGee reference. Don't worry about it.
No, don't know who that is.
Are we all collectively designed to be in love with this? No, that can't be the case. Never mind.
The lady that Bruce Wayne kind
of like problematic male relationships throughout this issue. Mm-hmm. Like turns off the machine and then like catches her and then like kind of like blurs the line of a work meeting by being like a date that he's taking her on, but like,
oh, come on, that's strategy.
I don't know. I almost couldn't help but wonder, like, it's Matt Farction. Like I'm sure Kelly Sue is reading all of these scripts before Little Mart is sending them off to places, like, and I'm sure she would be like, it's probably part of the story, right? Because it's probably a little bit like, come on, Mart, don't do that.
Well, yeah. Was it this series? No, it was in Detective where Bruce was dating somebody who turned out to be the baddie. Like,
Yeah, that was the Tom Taylor detective thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's gotta be weird to write a superhero with a normal person relationship right now, right?
Well, right, but I mean, like, he's her boss, high up in this company.
Yeah. No, that's definitely weird, but in my mind, he's playing the character of Bruce Wayne and he's wooing her a little bit in
Yeah,
order
you're
to
right.
throw her off guard in order
You're
to
right.
get
When you say
information
that he's
out of her.
playing the character of Bruce Wayne, I can see where you're coming from with it. I do suffer from a toxic thought pattern in that I still think Bruce Wayne is who that guy really is.
Yeah, it's 'cause
And
yeah.
you just described Bruce Wayne as a character he's portraying. So I was taking it as like, how is our guy gonna be acting like this? But you're right. Like, he's a playboy. That's what Bruce Wayne, that character, is. I just like to think of Bruce Wayne as a refuge of truth so that the character of Batman can like actually experience some basic human things like a relationship, love,
Oh,
to be
okay.
wanted and needed.
Okay.
But no, he's probably above all of that.
I think that the time that Bruce Wayne can tell the truth is the time that he's talking with Alfred and almost no other time.
Alfred.
And he hasn't been able to talk to Alfred.
Well, right, except for computer AI Alfred, which is
Right.
why AI
Although-
Alfred 7 fingers.
Although I think Matt Fraction has said, or somebody said, that that's not AI. That's Bruce imagining him.
But I thought other characters, we've seen Dick or somebody interact with the hologram too. Or
No,
the AI. Really?
I don't think so. I'm pretty certain it's been just Bruce, but I've been assuming it's like his helmet, in the same way that kind of like Ultimate Spider-Man used his personality as the backup voice of the operating system, and then Harry used his dad's. I was just assuming that it was kind of like an assumed personality based on gathered historical data to, voice the AI.
I know I've been saying this, but
what have you been saying?
DCKO is going to bring Alfred back.
Alfred.
That's what I said.
I know.
Don't gaslamp me. That's what I said.
Don't get that gas lamp out of my pants.
They've been trying to bring Alfred back for a long time. And,
you can't buy
DCKO
gas lamp pants
doesn't.
like this anymore. Gas lamp pants like this, you have to go to special tailors. You have to have zoot suit pants turned into gas lamp pants like this.
Is it just me, or was this issue as hard to follow as this conversation that we're having right now about the issue?
No.
I didn't find it super hard, but like over here, I'm learning that you didn't even pick up the 7-finger thing where we get a whole AI panel of a giant 7-fingered hand.
Yeah, and the knots. Right. He explains the knots and how there's 7 members of this crime thing. And I like the Minotaur. He's a cool character.
I think he's a pretty cool character. I like the idea of the entire crime network sort of having these 7 nodes or these roles that these people need to play, and if done correctly, it all kind of symbiotically feeds itself in this way where it'll be kind of tied into all of the crime and business of Gotham.
Weren't there 7 Justice League members in the Grant Morrison run?
And
gods?
Yes.
I do think that I would like for Wayne Manor to be Bruce's again now.
Yes, please.
Like Bristol Township, Old Wayne Manor, that's where all the baddies are. Like, get out of our house. Get out of our house. Let me have my house back. That's where my parents lived, okay? That's where I was a boy. That's where Alfred lived.
Patience, Jeffrey.
Okay.
DCKO is going to finally be the thing that resets
Okay.
Batman, and then editorial is not going to allow anybody to take his money away.
Okay.
They're not going to let anybody kill Alfred again. They're not even going to let Alfred be like an SAS agent anymore.
I can't handle Alfred losing another hand, or Alfred just even having a tough night's sleep again. Alfred needs to come back and just be making cucumber cream cheese sandwiches with 2 hands and vichyssoise soup for our guy. Soup's cold.
He'll be back with 2 hands. Was it this issue? There was something DC Comics this week that they referred to Pennyworth Manor. I was like, what? Did they rename it? Or was that a different manor? Did Alfred have his own his own mansion?
I didn't read that. I think you're crazy.
Alfred inherited Bruce's money, and when Alfred died, Nightwing inherited it, right?
Yeah,
so
that
maybe
happened.
It did turn from Wayne Manor into Pennyworth Manor.
And there was an issue of Detective Comics this week or last week where Tom Taylor was writing it, so I could see that.
Maybe that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about this issue was the very last page of the story, because that's an ugly drawing of Batman.
Let me get there. There's a lot of back matter these days.
That's like John McCrae legs. And I love John McCrae.
Yeah, it is.
The leg is just a little bit. I did while reading it. I was like, okay, he did some like real sharp, loose lines with those.
Oh,
legs.
I noticed 7 fingers and real sharp, loose lines. My name's Jeff.
Oh, sorry, my name's Django, and I have to work to be as oblivious of comics as I am. It takes effort.
So what do you give it?
Are these what feelings hurting feels like, Jeff?
Feelings hurting was. I think I'm gonna go 8.5.
I'm gonna go 8.0, and I think I bumped it a full half a point for the girl in the Crocs because I really like that scene.
I really liked that scene also,
and I really liked
that.
Like the Crocs gag. I almost sent a picture of that to Erica because
it's really good.
She's a Crocs apologist.
Yeah, there's a lot
yeah,
of them.
8.0 would have probably been a 7.5, honestly, if it was not for that scene.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna give it an 8. Well, one of the things surprised me, I didn't realize, I should have, because there's a big freaking anarchy symbol on his shirt, on his hoodie, but I didn't realize it was anarchy at first. I thought it was Clown Hunter or some lame new villain.
I didn't know either.
And then I realized, I was like, oh, I don't know when they gave Anarchy a practical outfit instead of his robes and giant hat and everything, but
fuck cool. His practical outfit, Roman. His old outfit is so much awesomer, where he's just
got the golden mask and
all with the giant neck. Like,
yeah,
it is.
Like
it is
golden,
cool, but it's,
yeah,
it's not practical.
Neither is Batman. Did you see this guy's legs? He can't land on legs like that.
We're all friends. It's all fine. Before we get out of here, we have to make sure Jeff knows what happened with the Terminator Santa Claus is coming to town one shot.
Santa Claus kicked his ass.
Oh,
did he? What happened? Was Terminator a Santa Claus? Was Santa Claus terminated? What happened?
Did you read this, Roman?
No.
This Okay, so you're just putting me on the shot spot.
Things in his mouth.
This is just another Terminator book. It doesn't feel like super necessary. It's set in the future again, because I think that's what this round of the Terminator stuff is. It's set after the rise of the machines. The art is pretty cartoony, like,
yeah, I
just
saw that
goofy artwork. It doesn't really detract from it, but it is a little weird.
It's a little G.I. Joe Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, and the Christmas conceit here is that when the Terminator arrives, it decides to get dressed up in Santa Claus outfit.
And why does he do that? Why does he do that, Django? Why does the
assessment
Terminator
complete, disguise acquired, fit probability 0.99?
Okay,
so he thinks that outfit's gonna fit.
Okay,
so like robot, no context, AI, just normal stuff for our current time. So he just doesn't have enough context to know that it's gonna be weird, and so and it's also got like this these two humans that are fighting the battle, and one of them is young enough that he doesn't remember or never knew Christmas, and the other one is explaining Christmas to him.
1 to 10.
I mean, it's got some good robot Santa stuff. It warmed the cockles of my heart, and I prefer them cold. It's like those fucking things are for gazpacho, so 7. It's fine.
Gazpacho.
You'd probably love it, Jeff.
Did it have any like random 1 or 2 page sequences of gorgeous art that seemed like it might be associated with a silent story that you cannot parse at all?
I don't know what you're setting me up for here.
Well, my favorite Terminator run was populated by a lot of pages at the end of its issues that seemed to be related to something, but didn't really have any coherence. But they looked pretty. But like, what a waste of space!
Let's talk about this, and maybe we'll come to a conclusion
What do we
that the
think
time
this
travel was
band is?
being used as a. No, nothing like that. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of a paint by numbers comic with one cool Terminator in a Santa Claus outfit conceit.
Yeah, but we do have a lady shooting a Santa robot with an enormous gun, and she says, divided between two text bubbles, "A Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Kadoo!
Pretty badass.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Does anybody else have anything else they need to talk about before we like go and settle in for a long winter's nap?
Did you read Night Fight?
Oh yeah, I did. For sure.
Can you just give me a quick your thoughts on it, because it feels like it's chemically made for not me. I don't hate it, but it feels kind of like the what is it? The Batman Immortal is just Power Rangers dressed up like Batman, and I bounced off of it.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard anti-Django.
But some people really like it. So what's going on with Night Fight number 2? Because I feel like I'm missing it because I'm an old grumpy man.
Well, so yeah, like DCKO round 1 or the pre-rounds or whatever, Batman dies, and the one item that he chose to bring into the arena was a mother box that would, if he became inactive, it would grab his body and transport it somewhere. A mechanic that I don't fully understand, but
he cheated.
This series,
yeah, you need to know.
Kind of cheated. Yeah, like, and it seems like the mother box is taking him through a couple realities. And the first one is, and they're all sort of related to the question of who would sort of carry the mantle of Batman the best, or what would happen in a reality where if he died, these are the people that inherited it. So the first issue is kind of like, here's what happens if Dick, whatever. And it's like the the unreliable narrator, like, Dick is saying that Batman's crazy in this reality. Like, is it Dick's reality, or does Bruce know what's going on? Like, Bruce knows what's going on. He like kills himself or something, and then he like goes to this backup reality now where it's, what if Jason Todd had become Batman, and like the whole town is kind of become encased in a giant red dome because the Joker let this crazy gas out. To me it's pretty good because it's Dan Mora who just draws the best stuff, and it's just a kind of Batman miniseries doing the pretty classic thing at this point of kind of seeing the typified, exemplified version of each Robin kind of embodied to its extreme as a Batman, and like what that world would look like. So, like, we've seen that a number of times. It even harkens back a little bit to sort of Grant Morrison's run. But yeah, I don't mind it at all.
No, I don't
but it
mind
doesn't.
it. I'm kind of mystified by it.
Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of like super logical sense yet, but it'll probably be important in some way. But yeah, it seems like it's maybe a way to keep Batman busy during DCKO. If anything,
I love that Red Hood has put Gotham under Red Hood.
Yeah,
like it's a city in a dome, and the art in that section is really nice.
Yeah,
I didn't understand Batman turning into Clayface.
Well, yeah. So like he's kind of aware of the craziness and like the non-reality of the reality he's in, and Jason Todd keeps telling him that he's Clayface. So he's like, okay, what if I embrace that role? Can I become that? There's some like kind of Grant Morrison-y psychedelic stuff in there.
Do you think the Mother Box is doing it?
Mother Box.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roman says yes.
Yeah. I think it's, I think we're not in a reality. It's all, he's out in the, the psychic world. He's about to wake up and Francine will be cleaning the blood off his head.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like the Red Hood world more than the Dick Grayson as Batman world.
Yeah. Yeah, I did too.
Better art.
Dan Mora's art. Yeah. It's really pretty. Yeah, I would give that I'd give it an 8. It's good. It's like Dan Moore art is awesome. Joshua Williamson, like I've said it for a while. Like I think his plotting is very good, and I think
Yeah.
that I don't love his scripting. Like I think his writing dialogue just feels a little like 90s by the text box heavy. But like I think that the conceits that he's doing and how he's moving the pieces and stuff are really awesome, and they remind me of sort of Morrison-esque things.
Sure. I'd give it a 7.5.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty close. You know, it gets that extra half point for me because it smells like death.
I
I
didn't.
give it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, Roman, your score is more important than anything.
I'll give it 7.5.
Okay, we're all pretty close.
Yeah.
Roman, what do you yeah, you like the dome. You like the dome. We all like
I like the dome. Yeah, I like the Red Hood. The art wasn't as confusing as it got sometimes in the Dick Grayson's Batman world.
Yeah.
That was a little busy sometimes. I was like, which part is Bruce Batman? Which part is Dick Batman? What's that body part?
You had to go by the scar on Bruce's face. Like Bruce is getting more
the gray hair,
right? Because he's in this next one, he's got like a whole burned side of his face.
Well, that's his Clayface spots.
And when you see Jason, I actually really like the way that Dan Mora was doing scars on Jason's cheek and his nose. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Moore is so talented, you guys.
I got nothing else.
I got nothing else. We gotta go home.
Criminal
right.
This is pretty good, and you should probably read it and probably watch it. This is what is it? It's a cheap comic, right? It's $5.99 for a giant-sized criminal. Great crime noir, kind of a stupid joke issue about one of the lawless guys, and lots of back matter, kind of celebrating that they're making it into a TV show. And I'm excited to see the TV show.
Yeah.
Do we know when it starts?
Yeah. When does this show come out?
It's got to be soon. It might even be like this week, because they were talking about how this was coming out in order to thank comic stores for setting up the show.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I guess they don't have a date in here.
Yeah,
it's really soon.
On Wikipedia still.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a publishing snafu. Situation normal, all criminaled up. If you know what I mean.
Dang. Yeah, it is going to be on Amazon Prime. That's good to know.
Oh, that's good. 9.0 for me. It's a good comic.
Yeah, right? Like they don't do bad comics.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9.0. Oh, sure.
Yeah. I got nothing else, Jeff. The only other thing I want to talk about was there will be blood reference in Wake Up Dead Man, but I think we could do it again if you want.
It's crazy that we cannot find a release date for the criminal TV show from this yet.
Yeah.
Troubling.
Maybe
very
I
troubling.
wonder what they're waiting for.
Very troubling. Not
just to
troubling
see
at all.
if Netflix buys DC. Oh, wait. Netflix bought Warner Brothers.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's all part of it. Listen, that's not why we're here. Why we're here is to talk about wonderful, delicious, beautiful comic books. And I think that we've done that. This has been a Comics Place Presents production of a perfectly acceptable podcast. It's about comics. How do you find us? Well, you did this time, so good job. If you are wondering how it happened, the universe brought us together, and that's what it is. But you can reliably find us in your podcast feeds on any podcast app by looking up the Comics Place Presents or Perfectly Acceptable Podcast, or probably the word Django. You can also find our podcast live video streams at the time that we air them during the weekends. And if you aren't there at that exact moment, you can go to the Comics Place's YouTube feed, and they're all there. So if you don't get it live, usually by Sunday night, there's probably a cached one there. Who knows? I sure don't. I'm just Jeff, and I appreciate Will for sending an email to us at jeff@thecomicsplace.com. Anybody else can do that as well. Phil has done some very nice things in terms of giving us feedback. However, he did say our episode that began with Band-Aid discussion was off the rails. So I hope that we've rectified that.
That was a good one. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
Swimming pool Band-Aid?
Yeah, poolside Band-Aid. A public school or public pool Band-Aid.
Public pool bottom Band-Aid?
Yeah, pool bottom Band-Aid. Pretty good names. Pretty good stuff.
So send Jeff an email.
Yeah,
Get
send us
in
an
there.
email. Get in there. Get in there. Send it. Until next time, I'm Jeff. Thank you. I gotta eat something, I think.
I'm Django, and you know what eating is, Jeff?
It's
Just making poop.
yeah, right. You should journal about that, bud.
Ew. I'm Roman. I'm sorry for those last comments.
You know, I'm still waking up between 3 and 5. Just like I'm
Really?
trying to get
Ugh.
back on America time. You know, like I'm not waking up from 3 to 5 like I was, but like I wake up somewhere between 3 and 5 for a while, and I'm like, "Are we ready to do it?" And then I can wind myself down. But
We just set up a new email for the podcast. You can send your emails to jetlagfigley@gmail.com.
wow, is that really? Did you
No,
get that?
please don't do that. Send them to jeff@thecomicsplace.com.
Okay, I was gonna say
a little
that.
gagaroony.
Okay, it's a little gag gang.
Yeah,
Little gag
just a
gang.
little-
See you next time. Oh,
They love us.
they do.
Oh,
It's nice to soak it in once in a while, you know.
let them. Hold on, just let them finish. Yep.
I miss the music. Django, there's no